who is ready for a story. Imagine being approached by a producer, a director, or a screenwriter, and they say to you, "We want to write a story and we want to make a movie out of it, and we want to base it on your life." And they hand you a script and they say, "You read it and let us know what you think." You take the script and you read it, and you can see that they've covered your past, they've covered your highs and your lows, they covered where you are currently, where your life is currently. But then the script takes off, right? It starts talking of accomplishments that you've made, that you rose to the top of your industry, that you transformed communities and impacted spheres of society, and so on and so on. And you take the script and you look at it and you look at them and be like, what is this? What's going on? This is not me, but also you've seen my story. There is no way that I can get to where you are portraying me to be. I'm not that underdog. Well, I've got news for you. God loves underdog stories, and He excels at writing underdog stories. We see it all over the Bible, right? We see it with David, we see it with Joseph, we see it with Gideon, we see it with the apostles. Over and over and over, God writes underdog stories, right? One of my favorite things to do, or one of my favorite things, is to see people rise to the full potentials. So often I ask them, what do you feel called to, or what are you burning for? What do you feel purpose to do? And it's often incredible and encouraging dreams and visions and callings that can really impact our society and our communities. But then when I ask, so what are you doing about it, or where are you at with that? It's often the same thing. I don't have the qualifications, or I don't have the funding, or on and on and on. So you kind of say, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, I'm not ready, right? But I want to tell you that is the perfect recipe for an underdog story. And God excels at writing underdog stories. We all love those stories, right? This person who came was underfunded, underqualified, couldn't really, there was no chance they were going to make it, but then suddenly somehow they make it. We all love those stories. And my life is an underdog story. Believe me, I know. I can tell you that God excels at writing underdog stories. Have you ever watched a movie, or maybe it's just me, but I love movies. So sometimes I'll be watching a movie and then I pause, a couple of minutes in, I pause to check who the director is, because I can just tell that this looks like these directors type of movies. I can recognize a movie from Michael Bay or the Russo brothers, or those guys quite quickly, because certain directors are just attracted by certain stories because they know they excels at telling those stories. This is the same thing with our God. He excels at writing underdog stories. He's just good at it. You look at Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, thrown in jail. God managed to take him from the lowest of the lowest in a foreign land to be at the highest as a foreigner, right? You look at Gideon, one of my favorite all-time underdog story, right? The angel comes to Gideon and he tells him, "Mighty man," he tells him, "The Lord is with you, O mighty man of valor." But Gideon says, "I am the least of my family." Hang on, I think you got this wrong. Are you sure? Show me the address. I am the least of my family, and my clan is the least of all the clans, right? He's trying to say there is no way I am the mighty man he's talking about. But The Lord loves writing underdog stories. Gideon is reacting like a lot of us react when the Lord shows us or gives us dreams and say, hey, I want you to go here, or I want you to achieve this. And we're like, Nina, really? Me? Are you sure? But God is the writer of our stories. The problem is often we think we are the writers of our stories. And we also not only doubt our capability to rise to the story, but we also doubt God's capability. And on top of it, we doubt his willingness to write the story. We see it again with Gideon when the angel says to him, the Lord is with you, O mighty man of valor. His initial response is, please, my Lord, if the Lord is with us, why then has all this happened to us? Here's the thing. Often we look at where God is calling us to go with the lenses of where we've been or the lenses of where we are right now. So God say, hey, I'm calling you to go and reform the justice system. I'm calling you to fund small businesses. I'm calling you to fund the kingdom. I'm calling you to elevate the education in your community. We look at that with the lenses of where we are. We look at that with lenses where we've been. And you're like, if you're calling me to go there, if it's really you, where are you now? And where were you then? But here's the thing. Where you've been and where you are perfect ingredient for the ultimate underdog story. God is using where you've been and where you are so that when you go where He's calling you to be, people will be able to say, there's no way He did it. It must have been God. There isn't a better or a greater time to say yes to the call of God on your life. Say yes today. My encouragement to you is be the underdog. Say yes to God writing your story. Love you lots and praying for you.